Hello guys, welcome back to Think Academy, and this is Ivy again. So we will start our most known camp, and this is suitable for students who are taking 11 plus or 13 plus next year, okay? So let's see. The first module we need to start with is word problem, because this is a module that a lot of students find challenging and lose point at. Okay, so today we'll talk about a topic that we have learned recently in Think Academy long-term course, that is called word problems with fraction 1. That means we need to talk about it for several days long. Okay, so if you are looking for more courses related, you can scan and add me via WeChat. Okay, so now let's get started. So the first kind of question related to this word problem with fraction is you need to describe the answer with fractions. Okay, so at the end of the day, what is called fraction? Okay, actually fraction means you take a part from the total, right? Okay, so in this case, we can summarize the formula for the fraction. So this is the note you need to take down. Okay, that is, first thing is you need to find out what is this question asking for. If it's asking for the yellow color, then you need to take the yellow color as the top number. Okay, so you need to make it clear what is the part the question asks for. Okay, so some students just mix that up. Okay, and the second thing is out of the total. Okay, that means you need to find out the total. Okay, so finally, that is a formula for fraction. Fraction equals to the part over the total. And make sure you know that this dash in between can be understood as a division symbol. Okay, the part divided by total. Okay. All right, so this is the first thing you need to know when you draw a star. That means this is the no you need to take down. And the second thing is when you give the fraction, it should always be in the lowest form. Okay, that means instead of 2 out of 4, you should give the answer as 1 out of 2. Okay, otherwise it's not counted as correct. Are we clear? So let's have a look at the first very easy question for today. Okay, so you need to use the fraction to describe the girls out of the whole class. Okay, so if you underline the keywords, it's quite clear. The parts the question asks for is girls instead of boys. So it will be the girls. This is the part we are looking for over the total. That is the whole class, isn't it? Okay, so it will be 32 divided, over the total. That will be 28 plus 32. That is the total class, boys plus girls. Right, no other. Okay, so continue. We'll have 32 equals to 60. And then is the answer. No, I said you need to give the lowest form. So after you cancel it, okay, you will have divided by 4, you will have 8 out of 15 as the answer. Okay, so quite easy, isn't it? So the second question is pretty much the same. Okay, you need to, let's see, okay, you need to find out the fraction of the doors but have left. Okay, some student make a mistake here because he or she just do it as 14 out of the total 32. Easy peasy, isn't it? No. Okay, this is what I stressed from the very beginning. That is, you need to look for the part the question is asking for. What is that? Left, isn't it? Okay, so if Bart gave 15 of the total, then what is the left part? Yep, the leftover part with 32 minus 14 equals to 18. Okay, so the fraction of the total will be, the fraction of the leftover part will be 18 out of the total 32. Okay, so you can use simplification again. Okay, there will be 9 out of 16. So as you can see, it's quite easy, isn't it, this kind of question? Okay, so we can move on to the next kind, which is a major type of questions related to fraction. Okay, that is to find a part with a given total with as well as a fraction. Okay, so before we move on to this, okay, let's start with something very easy. If I say I have 10 coins now, okay, if I have 10 coins and 2 times, okay, if I do it 2 times, then what do we do? Yeah, that is 10 times 2, right? If I do it 3 times, then that will be 10 times 3. Okay, that means there are 3 groups of 10 coins. Okay, however, what if it is not as much as one group? Okay, if it is fewer than one group, for example, if I only have half of that, okay, half of the 10 coins, then what do we do? We still do the same. We just use 10 times the fraction. Okay, 10 times a half. And what if is a fifth of that? A fifth of 10 coins. Okay, so that means we need to use 10 times a fifth. Okay. If it is 3 out of 5 of 10 coins, then we simply do 10 times 3 out of 5. Isn't it clear? Okay, so based on this logic, that means if it is a fraction of the total, you just use the fraction times the total. Are we clear? Okay, it's pretty much the same as the times. Okay, so now let's have a look at expression 3. Okay, the following questions are basically the same, but you need to be very careful with the question. Okay, so let me see whether you fell into the trap when you did it. Okay, there are 72 monkeys in the zoo. The number of lions is 3/8. Okay, 3/8, that is here. Okay, I usually will write down the fraction right away of the amount of monkeys. So that is of the amount of monkey, that is 72. You can just switch it into the number. Okay, so it's basically 3/8 of 72. Do you remember what we do to find out the amount of that part? Yeah, okay, so if you're looking for the part, okay, now it's time to take down the note. That is, use, okay, the part equals to the total. Okay, this time the total is the amount of monkey. Okay, the total times the fraction or the corresponding fraction for the part. Okay, is fraction. So for example, if we're looking for the lion, we need to use the fraction for the lion. Is that clear? This word is very important. Okay, so now let's have a look. Here the total is actually the amount of monkey, 72, and then the fraction for the lion is 3/8. So we just times it directly. Okay, so the answer is we simplify it first. Okay, do you remember how to do the calculation? Okay, cancel the integer with the denominator, and we divide it by 8. Then this is 1 and this is 9. So 3 times 9 is 27. So there are 27 lions. Okay, so is that clear? Now that is quite straightforward, yeah. Okay, and this one is also very straightforward. Okay, you're looking for how many pages are illustrated. Okay, so it says 7 out of 12 of the pages on this newspaper, which the total amount of pages is 84. Okay, are illustrated. So that means if you're looking for the part illustrated, then you use the fraction of the illustrated part times the total. Okay, equals to, still use cancellation. What is that? Yeah, 7, right? So 7 times 7 equals to 49. Okay, so the answer is 49 pages are illustrated. Okay, and how about this one? Isn't it the same? So is that 120 times a fifth? Is that right? Come on. When you do the word problem, why it is a word problem, not a calculation? It's not a calculation problem, simply calculation problem. No, you need to read the words, right? That is the reason why we have word problem. Okay, so let's read it. Pip has 120 pounds of pocket money. He spends a fifth of his money on a football. How much money does Pip have left? What are we looking for? You see, I keep asking this question. What are we looking for? Yeah, perfect. We're looking for the leftover part. But is this fraction for the leftover part? No, this is the spent part. So the leftover part, if you use the fraction to represent it, that will be 1 minus 1 out of 5. So here comes the problem. What is this one? Well, everybody, when you talk about the amount, you have two ways to describe it. You can say the total, okay, for example, the total you can say is exactly 120 pounds. That is the real value. Okay, are we clear? This is the real value. But at the same time, we can also use fraction to represent the amount. Okay, for example, we can say the total of the money is 1 as a whole part. It's 5 out of 5. Okay, or we can also draw a line segment here. So this is the total. Okay, so the actual value of the total is 120 pounds, isn't it? But at the same time, because we need to use fraction to describe the parts, okay, he used 1/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he used 1/5 of the money. But this is not actual value, it's a fraction of the total, right? Then the total can also be expressed as a fraction, that is 5 out of 5. So this is the total as a fraction, and this is the total as the real value. Are we clear? Okay, so we can find out the fraction of the leftover part first. If he used 1/5, that means this is the spend. That means the leftover part is 4 out of 5. Right, 4 out of 5. So everyone, how to find out the left part? Then we come back to the fraction, the formula we talked about just now. Part equals to the total, which is 120, times its corresponding fraction. The leftover fraction is 4 out of 5. Are we clear? Yeah. Okay, so we can do the cancellation. This is 24. 24 times 4 is 96. Okay, so he has left 96 pounds. Of course, you have another way. That is, you can find out the real money he spent. That is 1/5 out of 120. That would be 24 pounds already spent. And then we can just use 120 minus 24. Yeah, you can use both way. But sometimes this method will be a little bit faster. Okay, find out the fraction first. Okay, and next you go. Still pay attention to the question, okay? So the TV factory produced 36,000 TVs this year. Last year, it produced 1/4 more than this year. So here comes a very important problem. 1/4 of what? 1/4 of this year or 1/4 of last year? Yeah, okay, you can just take a look at this then, right? It's talking about comparing to the last year. Okay, so this 1/4 is 1/4 of, compared to this year. Okay, so it's 1/4 of this year. Are we clear? Okay, so it's very important to figure out the fraction of what? Okay, because if you get this one wrong, then you will multiply a wrong number. Are we clear? Okay, so now let's see. It seems it's a little bit confusing. So usually we can use a line segment to express it. Okay, so for the very beginning, we know this year is 3. This is for this year, right? So this year is 36,000. Okay, and then last year is more than this year. It's 1/4 more than this year. So based on this year, we need to cut it into 4 parts, and last year is 1 part more than that. Are we clear? Okay, so this is the extra for last year. Okay, and this is last year. So how do we calculate it? Well, if you can find out the extra, then you can find out the total for last year, isn't it? Okay, so the key is to find out the extra part. Okay, the extra part. So the extra last year is 1/4 of this year. So 1/4 of this year, then that will be 1/4 times the amount of this year. Is that clear? So it will be 9,000. So this is the extra part, 9,000. Then what about last year? So last year will be the extra plus this year. Okay, that will be 36,000 plus 9,000 equals to 45,000. Okay, so that is the answer. Are you guys clear? Okay, so actually it seems we're looking for the total. Actually, in fact, we are looking for the part still. Okay, this extra part. After we get the part, we can find out the total by adding this year and the extra part. Yep. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. So you can see sometimes we can draw the line segment to help you. Okay, so Sonia, okay, for question 5. Okay, Sonia, let me see. This is actually question 7. Okay. Sonia has 108 sweets. She gave 1/4 of them to Jack and 1/9 to Giles. Okay, so how many sweets does she have left? Again, leftover part. Well, we have 2 ways, isn't it? So we can find out the part, the amount she gave to Jack, and then the amount she gave to Jill. Maybe it's Giles. Okay, so the next part is to find out the leftover, right? This is the first method. So it's quite easy and straightforward to use this method. So for Jack is 1/4 of 108. So that will be 27. Yep. Okay, so the next one is 1/9 of 108. Okay, so that will be, let's see, 12. Okay, and so the leftover part will be 108, that is the total, minus the given part, 27 and 12. Okay, so finally we have, let's see, is 69, right? So 69 left. Okay, and another method is actually you can find out the fraction for the leftover part first. Okay, that is, we use the total fraction, which is always 1, right? Yeah, which is always 1 to represent the total, the whole. Okay, and then minus the first part, 1/4, and then minus 1 out of 9. Well, actually, you can put the lost parts together. Okay, this is the given total, right? Okay, and take it from the total. Okay, so next is to do the calculation. That is 4 times 9 equals to 636, and then it will be 11. No, sorry. Okay, it will be 13 on the top, and then finally it will be 23 over 36. Okay, and so the amount will be 108 times 23 over 36. And do the cancellation. Here will be 3. Right, it will be 3. So the answer will also be 69. Okay, you can do either way. Okay, so the last question for today. Okay, Mark is reading a book which has 120 pages. He read 1/6 of the first day and a quarter the remainder on the second day. From which page will he start reading on the third day? Okay, there are several traps in this question. So if you get it right, that means you fully understand every step now. Okay, so let's deal with the days one by one. Okay, so on the first day, he read a 6. Okay, the first day he read a 6. So 120 times a 6. Okay, equals to 20. Right? Okay, you read 20 pages. And next you go, okay, how about the second day? So the second day, is it a quarter? A quarter of 120? Is that right? No. Okay, so I stressed that just now. Okay, from at the question, let's see, question 6, a fraction of what? Oh, this what is very, very important. And you can see 1/6 of, actually this means 1/6 of the total, right? But this is 1/5 of the remainder. Are we clear? So first of all, you need to find out the remainder after the first day. The remainder after the first day will be 120 minus 20 equals to 100 pages left. Okay, so this quarter is actually a quarter of 100. Okay, so you think you get the final answer now? Okay, always be careful because we still have one more keyword here. From which page on will he start reading on the third day? This is the page he finished at last in the second day. Okay, and then we still need to move to the third day. So is 25 plus 1 equals to 26. So actually, he starts with the 26th page. Do you think it's correct? No, why not? Because this is only for second day, and this is for the first day. So you need to calculate the total read pages. So it will be 20 plus 25 equals to 45. And then 45 plus one more page, which is the new page for the third day. For the third day, that will be 46. So he will start with the page 46 on the third day. Are we clear? Okay, so hope you can see a lot of details to pay attention to in word problems. So I hope you guys can learn every detail, which are all important in 11 plus and 13 plus. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.